everyone, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and I'm back today to share some finished pieces with you from the Beading School Preciosa Crystal and Pearl box in the ocean theme. You may have remembered me unboxing that a couple months ago, and it was full of gorgeous Preciosa stones in lots of blues and greens. There were rivolis, chatons. We also had beads like bicones and some rounds, also the pearls. So I am back to share with you several pieces that I have made from the contents of that box. I used most of the crystals up. I only have about 3 left that I didn't use, and I used most of the beads as well. So the pieces you're going to see today, I'll tell you a little bit about each one, as I normally do in the finished jewelry updates. I've also supplemented these pieces with items from beadingschool.com. The only thing that didn't come from there is the chain that you see on this necklace, and if you see any other extender chains or lobster clasps, those are really basic items that a lot of us already have anyway. But here is a look at the first necklace. You can see that I used a graduated assortment of sizes of these gorgeous blue and green Preciosa rivolis. I really enjoyed the opportunity working with the Preciosa stones so much over the past couple of months. To see how they stack up with Swarovski, I think the quality is excellent and they're so sparkly. I love the wide array of colors they come in as well. Here's a close-up look at these 2 smaller stones. You can see that I actually bezeled these in the True to 2mm fire polish beads in Labrador full coat. So they have a really sparkly, vibrant silver bezel. And I used some similar colored seed beads around the center. I also used some of these Preciosa crystal drops. I coordinated the colors with the crystals that I used and dangled them off the bottom. And here is a look at the back. You can see how those have been bezeled a little bit better just by looking at the back of these. I also used 2 tones of seed beads back there just for fun and added a simple chain to this very sparkly crystal necklace. And I really like how fluid and drapey these components are. This necklace came out to have a really nice curve to it at the front of the neck. And then I just finished off the back lobster clasp area with an extender chain and another one of those Preciosa drops. So all in all, I used all of the drop beads that I had. And here's a coordinating pair of earrings that I used by making the same green components that I did for the necklace. I just didn't attach these to anything else except for the ear wire findings, which you can also find these at beadingschool.com. They've got a lot of really great findings and other metal components. Before we continue on, of course, I want to let you know that I will leave a link right down below the video directly to that Preciosa Crystal and Pearl box. And not only do they have the ocean variety of colors, they also have several others that are gorgeous as well. So feel free to pop on over to their website and check out the different boxes they have to offer. And I recently shared a box full of Preciosa bicones, a great way to sample all different colors and finishes of those as well. So make sure to check out their special deals section for that too, because I've used a lot of bicones in these designs today. Here is set number 2, also containing loads and loads of items from the ocean box. What I did first was make that focal pendant component and then attached that to a prismatic right angle weave seed bead rope with some pearls going up the back. This necklace contains that deep blue sparkly 12mm square cushion cut crystal stone, as well as some of the smaller 3mm AB matte finish crystal bicones. I've also used some of these opaque turquoise rounds and those 3 larger Preciosa pearl drops that you see hanging off the bottom. So incorporated some of the darker blues as well as turquoise in this selection. You can see I also used some of the pearls going up the necklace. Also some more of those matte crystal AB bicones, and then a lobster clasp and extender chain to finish that off. And then of course I have a simple pair of matching earrings. I incorporated the other 2 large deep blue Preciosa drops, the turquoise opaque rounds, and those deep blue pearls. I'm loving the Preciosa pearls, by the way. And from what I hear, there's a lot more to come as far as the pearls are concerned, and they're even supposed to be improved over time. And you can see I used a little bit of wire there to wrap around the beads just as another element of detail. And even these ear wires came from beadingschool.com. Next up, I have this very, very sparkly green toned bracelet. I used the small 3mm green bicones. They came with both the regular emerald color and the AB as well. I also have some check glass drux in a pearlescent white, and I used the 2 different shades of green Preciosa chatons that came in the ocean box, as well as some nickel-plated Miyuki seed beads. You'll see a lot of the nickel-plated seed beads in this selection of finished jewelry. And I also used some of the crystal settings as well, ones with the 2 holes, and I wove those in, which worked out great for this new design. So you'll have to stay tuned for tutorials. It may be a little while because I am a little bit behind, but I do try to bring these to you eventually as soon as I can. So here's the full look at this bracelet. I love the way that it curves around. There's a side view. And I just used a simple toggle clasp on this one that came from Beading School as well. And I think this is one of those designs that looks really great from all sides. You get those pearls coming through on the sides and not just the sparkly crystal chatons adding all the beauty on the top. Here is another bracelet, and aren't those AB chatons just divine? They are giving off so much beautiful sparkle in a rainbow of colors, mostly blue, a little bit of gold, some pinks. In this design, I used some of those light opal bicones. I think those are the light sapphire opal bicones. I should have used some crystal fire lines, so I apologize if you see some of the thread going through there. Crystal fire line would have been a better choice, but I didn't want to redo the whole thing and I wanted to get these pieces out to you so you could take a look at them. I basically made these components and then wove everything together. I also incorporated some of those little melon beads that I also got from beadingschool.com in a separate order. I like those pops of dark blue that pick up some of the different shades of blue and those darker opaque Preciosa chatons. And I thought it'd be a good way to balance out that extremely sparkly variety by adding in some of those more plain opaque chatons along with this design. So here's a look at this bracelet in full. Again, just a very simple toggle clasp back there. You can get really creative and make beautiful beaded clasps, but my focus was just on making these pieces themselves this time around. But this is another one that has a lot of great drape to it and really incorporated so much from the Preciosa box. Also, here's a look at the back. I didn't show you the back of these crystals, how I bezeled them. I used the True 2mm fire polish beads to bezel these as well. So they're a little bit more open, just a different way to bezel these items than just using seed beads all the time, and added even more sparkle to the design. Next up is a beaded pendant. I used more of those opaque turquoise rounds. The smaller ones in the top of the pendant have the AB coating on part of the bead. The other ones don't have the coating, but they coordinate really well. I also used the size 6mm Preciosa bicones to create these 2 components and even more of the True 2mm fire polish. And you can also see those little tiny 3mm clear matte crystal AB bicones as well. And again, I would have rather used crystal fire line for the design if I'm going to be really picky, but I had to use what I had at the moment that I was putting these together. So hopefully you'll forgive me. Both of these components that I made them very much the same way, and they both include some 8mm rivolis inside. So the bottom component has that deeper blue-green shade, and the top has that lighter aqua shade. And by the way, if you have any questions as far as the colors or anything else I use, please let me know down below, and I will try my best to get back to you. Flipping over the piece, here's a look at the back so you can see how that all came together. And then I just attached a simple jump ring and stainless steel chain to that pendant component. These components, of course, you can do so much with. If you wanted to connect more of them to make a bracelet or use them to make earrings, but I wanted to bring you a variety of different things, so I just decided to turn these into a pendant this time. I think those colors are absolutely gorgeous. So there's a necklace on my bead mat, and you can see again just a simple lobster clasp and an extender chain. Then I used one of the coordinating 6mm crystal bicones to use as an embellishment on the extender. I have one last set to share with you this time, and here is the coordinating Preciosa ring with those chrysolite, I believe double AB or AB 2 times coated bicones, also some nickel plated seed beads, some of those additional teal colored metallic seed beads, and a lovely Preciosa crystal chaton in 8mm to make for this lovely ring that goes with this necklace, which happens to be my favorite thing, I think, from the selection of items that I had the pleasure of playing around with. And for this one, I made even more components. And I'm going to be back with a tutorial to show you how to make these components because there's just so much you can do with them. They're really simple. They use materials that a lot of us already have, 8mm chatons or Rivoli's seed beads, and also 4mm bicones. And you can see that I did a variety of different colors, combining some of the turquoise and teal and some of the greens. And I broke up the components with a seed bead herringbone rope, some white check glass druck beads, and added more of those drucks on the end with a seed bead in between, added a little bicone down there as an embellishment. Really fun and happy necklace piece with those components looking like brightly colored flowers. Here's a close-up look at this part of the component and also the rope if you wanted to get a better idea of how I put this together. I like how the white drucks on either side really seem to set off and outline these components and separate them from the rope. There's a look at the back. That crystal fit inside there nice and snug. And you get such beautiful sparkle showing up and down the various points of this necklace. So that is everything I have today from the Preciosa Crystal and Pearl box from beadingschool.com. Again, I'll leave the link to that box right down below the video if you want to be taken directly to it. By the way, that box does ship from Europe, but even if you're in the States or located somewhere else, they've made it a breeze to check out. It does the conversion from euros to US dollars or other currency directly for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And like I said, they've got all kinds of other boxes and beads and things to check out on their sites. Definitely do that. I hope you enjoyed checking out some of the pieces that I made with all those lovely crystals in the shades of blues and greens. I highly recommend Preciosa. I think they're an excellent brand, and Beading School is great to work with as well. So hopefully tutorials to come for these in the future, but until then, hopefully this will at least provide you with a little bit of inspiration and give you some ideas as to what you can do with all those crystals found in a box like that. I used up almost everything that came, and because they arrive in a cohesive color palette, it's pretty easy to combine these colors if you want to, and a good opportunity to try out a lot of different types of materials from Preciosa, especially if you haven't really worked with them before. So huge thank you to you all for being with me. I greatly appreciate it. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know if there's a piece here that stands out to you, if you have a favorite. If you've shopped at beadingschool.com yet, feel free to leave a comment below, or maybe you picked up the ocean box as well when I shared it before. But anything you'd like to say, you can leave that down below. And if you enjoyed the video, I'd love for you to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here as well, so you'll be notified when I am posting new content, because I'd love to have you back. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy beading.